Good evening, and how is everyone doing? I am your host for the evening. I am Omiika7, and we are going live. So, how's everyone doing? I hope you're doing fine. This topic is on after the bottom comes the top. Now, we've been in such a struggle that I thought I would offer a few words of encouragement. And as you know, that saying comes from a very well known gospel singer where she sings about things happening in the world. And she talks about how the struggle of life can make you stronger. Um, this particular minister, she ministers over people's condition and encourages them. And when she talks about after the bottom comes the top, that means you almost have to hit the bottom. You have to hit rock bottom. And then there's nowhere else to go but up. Nowhere else to go but up. And this particular phase, it fit the conversation that I wanted to have with the people. Now, I want to say that I'm an encourager, and I'm going to say positive things when things look the worst. Right after we come out of the storm, it looks the worst, but that's when things start to get better. And you can bet on the fact that you're going to be able to pull out of that storm. And Shirley Caesar sings this song so well, and she tells us to hold on and to renew our faith. And even though that there's problems that we're going to overcome, and she talks about the broken promises that we've been made. And I like to sing a little of the verse. Broken promises and shattered dreams. No, it seems still I can believe that long as I can make it by faith, I am leaning the King, and I will survive just as long as I can make it. You can make it when all hope is gone. You can make it when you feel it all alone. Just as long as the Lord, oh, He's on your side. Just as long as I know everything will be alright. I can make it. I can make it out in the cold, and no hope it seems when the doors are all closed. Just as long as I know that the Lord is on my side, I can hear Mama say, Shirley, you're gonna make it. You can make it. You can make it. Just as long as the Lord, oh, He is on my side, then I know as long as I know everything will be alright. I can make it. I can make it. Yes, and you can make it too. Shirley sang that song because she knew that she was going to have to encourage somebody. She's encouraged me many times. I use that song as my stature as I go through life. We know that the coronavirus is causing a lot of strife in a lot of households and a lot of contraindications about how it's massing the symptoms out here for many people. But the truth is coming out now, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming to the top, and we're going to get a chance to hear the gospel truth of what masks the symptoms of the coronavirus. And I want you to know a lot of us have had things taken away from us, and not to no avail. We can eventually get those things back. I know that those of you who have been working, some of you work so hard to get to your places in society to only have these jobs taken away. Some of you won't ever get back to that position in life where you've excelled to the glass ceiling. Some of you were waiting on that promotion. Some of you even were looking for a relocation. Well, unfortunately, circumstances in life can change and halt our victories, we think. But nothing that happens to you has not been planned. And God plans to let it rain on the just and the unjust. And we just had it rain on us for those of us who've been striving to live for the Lord. Those of us who have picked up our cross and our mantle and we've carried our cross. There's been so many things that have happened in life where you've had things taken away. I know, because I too have had things taken away from me. But we must remember that if God allows a door to be closed, then a window suddenly opens for us. I believe that the windows of life are going to be open all over the kingdom here on this earth, not up in some heaven, but right here on this earth. We're going to have the kingdom doors open to us, and we're going to be able to go in and make our petition known. We don't need any Jesus to set up a veil or any priest to go in with the pomegranate on his feet where he has to be pulled out to because he is with sin as well. We're going to be able to go boldly before the throne of grace and make our petitions known and let God know what it is that he's promised us. Each one of us kneeled down at Oromalah, and when we kneeled down, we entered into a contract. We said we wanted to come here because only certain things that we could do to make this earth and world a better place. So we went into contract with Oromalah, and we promised to come here and to change things and to make things right. Now, only Oromalah knows what we whispered into his ear at the time of birth. But each one of us are here on a contract. Some of us have fulfilled our contracts, and those who have made their transition out of this plane and gone on to another plane in God's green earth. But for those of us who are still working to matriculate and to master our plan with God, we're still here working, occupying until we finish and master that contract. But I came to tell you that after the bottom comes the top. Whereas we finally reached the end of the rope, now we're going up the ladder. And the top will mean we will master that which we came here to master. I don't want you to have any fear. I don't want you to tremble. And I don't want you to faint, because all the news has done it's caused us to faint and to tremble. To tremble. Don't tremble and don't faint, because we are coming to the end where we are going to fulfill our mission, and God is going to bless us, and we're going to wear our crown here on earth. Not when we get over the grain house, not when we perish, not when we transition, but we're going to wear our crown right here on God's green earth. But you must be encouraged and have gratitude. Be grateful for the few things. You got food in that refrigerator over there. You can get up in the morning to fresh water. Your toilets are still flushing. Your car, everything you do, drop to your knees and say, Lord, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. You have to tell him that every day. God has not promised you sunshine, but a little rain, just a little rain. God has not promised me sunshine. That's not the way it's going to be. But a little rain mixed with God sunshine, a little pain, so we can appreciate the good time. God desires to feed your longing, every pain that you feel. He feels them just like you, but he can't afford to let you feel only good. Then you can appreciate the good time. Be grateful. He wants us to be grateful. Oh, he will be alright. Oh, it will be alright. Be grateful. Be grateful. Give everything to God. Be grateful. Oh, because there's someone else that loves to be in your shoes. Be grateful. Be grateful. Give everything to God. He wants us to be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful, ladies and gentlemen, because there's someone else that would love to be in your shoes. When a man complained that he had no shoes, that a man came up behind him and said, man, I have no feet. So there's always someone that's worse off than you. And you better know it, because we have to have a song to sing to help us through these conditions and these times. And, you know, I usually bring a song with all the situations that I've been in, and it's always been a song that helped me to maneuver out of the situations that I've been in. And I can say that in my effort to do good, sometimes people have reached out and done the wrong thing. But don't think that God is going to let those people off the hook. If they took your pension, if they're riding on your wages and you're not getting your checks and you wonder where your next dollar is going to come from, don't dismay. God got you covered. If he cares for those little sparrows, even the little sparrows are getting their share. Don't you know God will go to the end of this earth looking for you? And if you should be plucked out of his hand, he will go and travel to the ends of this earth until he finds you, till he finds you, because you're special. We are all unique and special to him. He has put a price on our head, just like Harriet Tubman wore. And I want you to know, to be encouraged today, because we're not going to perish, because in the end it says we win. We win. We win. Soldiers, we win. Pick up your medals now, soldiers, because we win. We are going to fight the good fight of faith. We will not perish, and we will come out of this war with great substance, and all power will be in our hand. I want you to know that. I want you to find a song that you can put in your heart that will help you and encourage you, because it's going to be an uphill battle. I want you to know that. It's going to be an uphill journey. It's going to be a long, long climb. It's going to be some tough times and lonely nights. But still I'm ready to carry on. So glad that the worst is over. See, it almost took me out. I can fly free now. Oh, my best days are right in front of me. Yet I'm almost free. Yes, I'm almost free. You see, anything and everything and all that they do, they can't deny the truth. See, I'm the living proof. So many guys have tried, but they just didn't make it through. But look at me, yeah, I'm the living proof. Yes, I am. You know I am. I'm the living proof. You will be the living proof in the end of this thing. You will come out shining from being buffered, and you will shine as pure gold. And God will give you your crown to wear. We have been the innocent ones. We have tried to adapt to the lifestyle of Eurocentric thinking. We have gone and gotten their degrees, we have gotten their credentials, and we feel like we deserve something better than this, that this cannot be the end for us. We're at the bottom now. Oh Lord, we're at the bottom now. But we know that the top comes after the bottom. It may look gleam. It may look like some folks have gotten a verdict of death, but they're going to pull out. I just got the news today that my sister may be contaminated by the virus, but she's a fighter. She's a fighter, and I know she's going to fight her way through. She don't have any symptoms, but yet they think she may have been contaminated. She's not the one to play with, because she knows the Lord personally for herself. And she will fight through this thing, even in a nursing home. I'm praying her strength today. This whole ceremony is for her to pull through, because she taught me how to be strong. And I want to be there to give her the strength she needs to pull through this. Even though she may be 80 years old, she has no complication. So she can fight this thing with her T-cell, and she can come out of it strong. So I have no fear in my heart, that Maddie Harvey is going to pull through. She's going to make it through. I'm going to pray her strength through. And I'm asking you to say a little prayer for her, because it would have been her desire to pray for anyone she knows that is sick and with the palsy. And I'm saying to you that this day, I'm encouraging Maddie Harvey to lift herself and strengthen herself, that she can pull through. Though the nursing home has many that they're caring for that might be sick, she's going to pull through. And if she doesn't, she's going to carry her crown because she's earned it. With her intentions to do good by people, God will judge her based on her good intentions. And I'm not going to say to the devil to get from behind her, because I know she's wrestling that devil down right now. He has no place in her life. He will not win the victory. She's got the victory. And we will continue to encourage her as she fights for her life in that nursing home. And I want to say to all her children, keep your heads up. Lift up your head and say a prayer for your mother. Don't count her out. Count her in. She's one of the stronger ones. She has prevailed when others in this family have not prevailed. Just because she's over the age of 80, don't think that the enemy will come in and take her out during this time. Because after the bottom comes the top. And we're rising to the top today. I want you to get your mantles together and your candlesticks and light your candlesticks for all those loved ones you have that are struggling and that are pressing on. I want you to call your ancestors to line them up. Call each of their names. And if you don't have any ancestors, call the heroes and sheroes and ask them to stand with you as you pray in the soldiers, as you pray them in. Because, see, prayer and fasting is what it's going to take to kill off this enemy. He won't be around here too much longer because too much prayer is coming down, and it's coming down strong today. And from this household, as for me and my household, we shall serve the Lord. There will be prayer here and constant prayer. And we know that God is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. And if my words be in him and his words be in me, I can ask what I will today. He's told us that we become the gods today, to go within ourselves and to do the things that we've asked him to do. We've asked him to pardon those that are sick. We've asked him to let the mantle pass over the door and let the blood over the doorpost protect those that are the innocent. And Maddie Harvey is the innocent today. Protect her and allow her to come out of this vicious fight and battle with this enemy that's called a virus. It has no authority and no place in her life. And I claim her life today. If God should take her tonight, she knows that I prayed her faith and that I'm behind her 100%. But I do know that God will begin to work miracles in those families' lives who are praying fiercely, continuously. The fervent prayers of a righteous man and woman, I do know, availeth much. And if you're one of the righteous ones, begin to pray. And pray that God will come in. And whoever decided to do this experiment, whoever decided to contract the Chinese out to be involved in this experiment, reveal them, Lord. Let their names be heard on the mountaintop. Reveal them all over the television set, all over the air, so we know who they are. Don't let them go in hiding, and don't let them So let them be spared your chastisement. Chastise them. Make a show of them openly so that the world can see that they're being chastised and that the world can see what terrible thing that men have done to their own peers and loved ones. And my prayer is today that you will begin to make these things all come to pass. And Lord, we are coming to you today because some of us have struggled long and hard. Some of us are in the hospital right now trying to catch their breath. Some of these people are on the ventilator, never to get off. Some of them have taken their last breath and they don't have the strength within them. I pray for those people. I send out the energies and frequency to those people to tell them to get up out of their beds and to walk. Maddie Harvey, get up out of your bed and walk. I send you energy, girl. Lift yourself up. I send you the frequency that will lift your conscience and take away all fevers, that you have no pain and that you're strengthened by the strength that's within me. I send the frequencies across the airways. Lord, we got to send our frequencies. We got to claim our loved ones and we got to encourage them and send the vibration of the melanin across the airways. Because if we don't, Lord, they're certainly going to perish. And those who think it's the end, don't think that it's the end. God only knows the time. Only God knows the time and the hour that he will take us away from here. And every death is not bad. Every death could be a transition into the new world. And Lord, if we're coming into the new world order, please show us what to expect. Reveal to us in our oracle readings. Reveal to us in our mediumtist reading. Show us the way. Give us the direction of what's about to happen. And don't let us be lost. Don't let us be lost, Father. Now, I want to say that during these times, you must find a way that you could pitch in to do something, whether it be through a seminar, workshop, symposium, but you've got to connect with the people. The people need to hear encouraging words, and they need to have other people out front to let them know that Moses has stood up and he's lifted up his arms, and that as long as Moses' arms are lifted up, then the people's eyes can be lifted up and encouraged. I know what Harriet would say if she was here. Go out front and lift up your arms like Moses and show the people, the house of Jacob, their transgressors, and lift up your voices and let your voices be heard. This distance thing and keeping away from everybody, it can only harm us. But because it's a regulation, we follow it. But we know that God wants us to unite in a spiritual, powerful way. And with this conference that's coming up, we are projecting we're going to unite in a special spiritual way that is going to send waves across the water and lift up people, and people are going to be encouraged and inspired. That this conference that we are going to be extending will be for the people to be encouraged. And I say to each one of you, find a way to speak to your children and to embrace them and let them know that this too will pass and that we will have a victory out of this. We will. And I want you to continue to realize that God is not going to pass us by. Sing the song. Sing the song. Pass me not, oh gentle Savior. Hear my humble cry. I'm calling Savior, oh Savior. while on others thou art calling. Hear my humble cry. I'm calling Savior, oh Savior. Hear my humble cry, while on others thou art calling. Do not pass me by. Ask the Lord not to pass you by while He's calling on all these other souls. Remember you and don't pass you by. And you will be remembered. Some of you are at home now, sick in your beds and don't know what to do. Some of you are weary and feverish, but don't be weary in well doing. Believe on God, and He will lift you up, and He will carry you to another stage. You must understand that these things that are currently happening now is to release the old systems and order of things, and in order to usher in the new, that this must leave. You cannot pour new wine into an old vessel. You must empty it out. So right now, our old world is being emptied out so we can usher in the new. But one of the things that we have got to remember, that everyone that has had a hand in this, and if it's man-made, and if this virus was created from other men, it will be made known. And there's going to be more than gnashing of teeth. God is going to hold chastisement upon a few members of our race. And we'll be able to see it, because God will make a show of them openly so that all will be able to see them. And it's unfortunate that some men are so cruel that they want to act like they're God. They want to take control of the universe and eliminate some people. Well, you have no right to eliminate any of God's people. You have no authority to try to play God, to X out people. And God is going to show you real soon. And all this will be addressed. We'll be in a new world. No, we won't be coming back to this world. Unfortunately, this world has to come down. We'll be in a new world. Now, I want to tell you a few things about our conference. Our conference was created to encourage people. We wanted initially to cancel it, but I said, no, we have to go out front and encourage the people. Because Project 2019 is an organization that is on a mission, and that it is an organization that can bring some opportunities to better this world. And we are looking at bettering the world of families, of special populations. We're focusing in on special populations because most people have forgotten about them. And they are the family members with children with special needs that need a lot of work and a lot of help. We hope that we will be able to draw those people to the conference, and that we may be able to lift their spirits and encourage them with their special and handicapped children. We are hoping that we will begin to start to see more parent information centers rise up, more parents become conscious of getting training so they can do their co-parenting training and learn how to parent their children properly so that they won't lose them to the system. But I want the parents to come out front so we can identify who you are and refer you to the in-source to get your free training. so that you could become an advocate and a surrogate advocate and help the community. Now, Maddie Harvey always taught me to go out and work with families and support them. Even with the NYC, when she headed it up, she was for the families and getting the children's jobs. A lot is happening in this world today and a lot of uncertainties. A lot of young people don't know if they're going to graduate from high school or college, and they might not even see another institution. But we're going to have to really, really hone in on our home schools. And for those of you who are interested in having homeschool, please let me know. I will make myself available to you to help you set up curriculum and set your homeschools up. I had a homeschool for both of my boys, and it was beneficial where my husband and I both taught our children for a whole year until they got back on their feet. They lost logistics overseas in Germany, and we were not able to enroll our children into a military school. And so we decided to teach them at home until they could get their logistics back. But what I'm saying to those mothers who are at home now and you are having a terrible time getting your curriculum together or getting your child to listen to you, sometimes it helps to take in another child from the neighborhood, because once your neighbor sees that you know what you're doing and you are a teacher, then it might give your child the respect that he needs to extend to you so that you can teach him without going back and forth and arguing. Because some children, they don't think that their parents could teach them because they'll say, well, you're a mommy, you're not a teacher. But for those of you who are home, don't just sit and eat bonbons and just give your child a workbook. You got to really teach. You got to spend some time with them. Otherwise, he's going to be behind when school does start again. But I want to tell you that home is the first place that school starts. We always place school at home before we ever go to kindergarten. And a lot of us, we know how to teach our children in our dens, and we sit down and play games with them and teach them. But we have to understand that it's not game playing time now. It's real serious. They've got to learn these facts, and they've got to learn their multiplications and division, and they got to understand these foundational teachings. So now is the time to take an hour or two, and I don't mean rote learning, but you can work with a child and drilling them and making learning fun. And there's many ways that you can make learning fun, but certainly understand that we are going to have to come together as communities and have our homeschools so we can work together in teaching. Now, I'm not going to say too much on that, but most of you know how to reach me. I'm at OMIYINKA number one at yahoo.com. And I will make myself available. I do have a school online called the Buddy School, the English Language Buddy School. We're changing the name to La Ferrari English. We're changing it to La Ferrari Language Buddy School because I want the grandson's name to be on there. And I've had the school now online for about 5 years. It was directed towards adults and learning, but now we're going to direct it towards the elementary kids so that they can get involved, especially those early literacy for preschoolers and kindergarten. And we're going to kind of specialize in preschool and kindergarten. And I'm also pushing for those people who would like to get a credential to get it in Montessori. Montessori is a distance learning program for AMI or either AMS that you can get the endorsement in. And it's very, very inexpensive to pay once a month to get your credentials as a Montessori licensed uh, preschool kindergarten teacher. And then you can move up to the next ladder to elementary. So you can advance yourself all the way up to high school, and then you can run your school. I do recommend you doing this because the language buddy school that I'm going to be working with will be designed for preschoolers and kindergartners. And literally, I only want to run the preschool and kindergarten because I want to master the curriculum with them and then we could add on those additional grade levels. But we're going to be featuring two young men, Omar, excuse me, Salman and Dickerson Salman. These two young men want to go to school, so we recommended that they get in the International Montessori Teaching Credential, which gives them a diploma to teach internationally and to set up their own school. We suggested this because it would help their community have the child care that they need, as well as it would help the teachers in their community to become teachers in their school. And we are featuring them as our two special students that we're going to help to set up their GoFundMe. And we're going to help to market them so they can go back to school with the funds and pay for their training. Now, um, Project 2019 has been around for 20 years. I've been a part of it for about 10 years, off and on. And I ran the chapter, facilitating chapter in Indiana, there in Maryville. And we did quite a bit with the educational training because we were actually connected to an extension college, and we offered online classes in co-parenting, cohort classes, as well as we had a judge working with us to license the co-parenting. So one of the things that Chuck wants to do, he's at retirement age now. He wants to try to fill up each one of these facilities in each state. So we are soliciting for other states. But if you're interested in becoming a facilitator for your state, just let me know, and then we can talk about what the procedures are. Now, let's see what's going on over here. If we have anybody here, let's say something. Okay, let's see if we got. I don't see anybody that's coming up there live chat. Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to see if they had a pop out chat. Oh, we're not seeing anybody that's coming into the chat. Just give me a second here. Uh-oh. Okay, we're not getting anybody to click on. But nevertheless, I want to say that this has been a real trying year with all the things going on and proposing to happen. We've still got to keep our prayer line strong. I don't know how many of you are going to your altar on a daily basis praying, but I want to encourage you to continue to keep going to your altars because prayer will change things. And that's what we're attempting to do, to change things. And we know that we got to fall on our face, on our knees, and we got to call out to our higher self to make things better for us. We can't continue to let the enemy take control. And we're not going to give the devil any place, and we're not going to acknowledge him. Only thing we are going to say is, "Get thee behind me, Satan. You have no authority." And that is not just a man with the pitchfork. It's a physical, real live man that we're talking about. that's creating a lot of havoc and wrecking a lot of havoc on people. But we have got to take control and get him under the defense and get him on the run, because we can't be falling all over ourselves and dying out because we are allowing his kingdom to reign. God said his kingdom will reign forever and ever. And it does say we win in the end. So we need to get on top of things, because it seems like we are the ones that are not on time. We're not timely at all. Now, let's see what's going on this session over here. Okay, that's a remove. Let me see if anybody is out here. Is anyone out there? Okay. I said, is anyone out there? Okay, we're going to see if anybody can respond. How's everybody doing today? Um, you know, everything must change, and it will change if we give it enough time. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. Nothing and no one stays the same. There are many things in life that you can be assured of, except for rain falls from the cloud, the sun lights up the moon, and hummingbirds do fly. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. Nothing and no one stays the same. There are many things in life that you can be sure of, except for rain falls from the sky, the sun lights up the moon, and hummingbirds do fly. Nothing stays the same. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. No one and nothing goes unchanged. There are many things in life that you can be assured of, except for rain falls from the sky and hummingbirds do fly. Nothing stays the same. Everything must change. And you're gonna have to get more Nina Simone songs. I wish I knew how it feels to be free. I wish someone would take all these chains off of me, and I will soar to the east. Then I will soar to the west. Then I will know just how it feels to be free. I wish someone would take all these chains off of me. I wish I knew how it feels to be free. Then I would soar to the winds, and then I would soar to the west. Then I would know just how it feels to be free. Oh, Nina Simone sang many beautiful songs. Feelings, all my life I've known nothing but feelings. Oh, I wish I never met you, God. These feelings in my life. Feelings, all my life I know nothing but feelings. Oh, I wish I never met you, boy. These feelings in my life. Feelings, all my life I know nothing but feelings. Oh, I wish I never met you, boy. These feelings in my life. Yes, Nina talked about feelings and the hard times and the struggles she went through, but she came through them and she made it through. Because after the bottom comes the top. And when we get on top, people will know it. They will know that we're on top. Because we're in a war right now. The army of Judah was paralyzed by fear when it heard that a mighty multitude was quickly drawing near. And when there was no victory, and the victory would be had, and when you are out on your knees, just remember help is on the way. Pray on, for you are who the Lord's been looking for. Pray on your knees, for this is where the battle begins. Pretty soon you'll have the victory. Pray on. When Daniel fought the lion for worshiping the Lord, it seems there was no help at all that would be in store. And when you are standing on your knees, just remember help is on the way. Pray on, for you are who the Lord's been looking for. We're getting a little tired in here. All right. I want to, let me see if we have anybody out here. No, nobody's out there yet. I want to bring this to an end, but thank you so very much for holding me up and encouraging me. I know that May Harvey's going to come through stronger than ever before. I'm praying her strength, that there continues to be no symptoms, and that she overcomes this virus. And this is my prayer to my sister, Maddie Harvey. Maddie Harvey, we are holding you up in prayer today. We want you to soar like an eagle, y'all. We want you to stand strong and to fight this thing and to pull yourself up. And know that there are sisters of the faith praying for you. The moaning women are out praying your strength and your faith. We pray your strength this day and encourage you to go higher and soar like an eagle, y'all, like an eagle. Amen. Amen, Mary Harvey. And we say straight ahead and into the future with you. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Detroit, Michigan. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Danville, Illinois. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Detroit, Michigan. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Gary, Indiana. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Maryville, Indiana. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Indianapolis, Indiana. Straight ahead and into the future with you, Avon, Indiana. Thank you so very much for going all the way with me. Oh, Dabo.